Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Local 4 Plus on your Tuesday morning. I'm Rhonda Walker.
And I'm Evan Cassimy. We are following breaking news this morning out of Roseville. There's a situation happening there involving police. Let's get out to Local 4's Nick Monticelli. He joins us now live with more on what we know. Nick, good morning.
Everett, good morning to you. Unfortunately, we know very, very little. All I can tell you is that there is a massive police presence here on Groesbeck, just north of Martin. And if you take a look at this video from Sky 4 overhead, you can see there's a massive police presence about a block from where I'm standing right now. Actually, I take that back. It's closer to about 10 blocks from where I'm standing at right now. You can see a whole lot of activity. There's what appears to be an accident, but I can tell you it looks like a whole lot more than just an accident by the number of police cars that are down there. And again, from this shot you're looking at overhead at Sky 4. So we are working to try to gather more information on exactly what is going on here, because again, you can see there's a lot happening and Groesbeck is completely shut down. So while we're trying to gather more information and understand exactly what this is, we're going to go to Michelle Oliver so she can tell you exactly how to get around this closure in the meantime. Michelle?
Yes. The traffic is definitely being impacted by this. The police situation is blocking Groesbeck, both the north and southbound lanes from 12 Mile to Common. To get around that, you can take Gratiot instead. So definitely something to work around this morning, and we'll keep you updated as the hour continues. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. 7:02 is your time now. And despite getting an earful from residents, the Royal Oak City Commission has approved permits for 3 marijuana operations. The overwhelming reaction from those who spoke out last night was a resounding no. A majority that attended live near Harrison Street, where an upscale marijuana shop will be surrounded by expensive condos. The second shop will be in an industrial area about 88 feet away from a vocational school. And then the third one will be on Woodward.
I live in the neighborhood, and I'm just against a high-traffic retail operation, whether it was marijuana or McDonald's. I don't care. It doesn't belong in our neighborhood.
If this was to be located 88 feet from Royal Oak High School, you would think very differently about it than you do about this.
The City Commission was the last barrier standing in the way of the business's opening.
A Roseville woman is now charged with shooting and killing a woman from Trenton in the doorway of a home in Detroit. Police say 24-year-old Danique Golder got into an argument with this woman at a home on Vaughn Street on the city's west side back on April 16th. And investigators say when the argument escalated, Golder then pulled out a gun and fired into the doorway of the home, shooting the victim in the head. She is now charged with second-degree murder. And Detroit police continue their hunt for the person of interest after busting an alleged chop shop on the city's west side. Officers say they found 2 Ram pickup trucks, a Chevy Corvette, and a Cadillac Escalade at a shipping container site on Fullerton Avenue last night. The vehicles, all total, value about $450,000. Police believe parts of those vehicles stolen were being shipped out of state.
We're getting more information. More information about the Grand Rapids police officer who shot and killed 26-year-old Patrick Leoyea. His name is Christopher Schur, and he actually joined the department in 2015 after studying criminal justice at Siena Heights University. Schur is on administrative leave right now. He's been stripped of his police powers while state police investigate. Leoyea, as you know, was killed back on April 4th after a traffic stop. Video shows that there was a short foot chase and that Leoyea was shot in the back of the head while on the ground. Yesterday, Governor Gretchen Whitmer made her first public comments about the deadly shooting.
My heart breaks for the greater Grand Rapids community. There's a lot of pain. The investigation is being done by the state police. I expect that to be closed soon, and it'll be in the hands of the prosecutor, and that's the place where the next steps are determined.
The Kent County prosecutor will decide if charges will be issued against Schur. Of course, we'll keep you posted on what happens next. And now to the war in Ukraine, where the UN Secretary General is expected to push for an immediate ceasefire from Russia.
The talks come as Russia is demanding that the U.S. and its allies stop sending weapons to Ukraine. NBC's Bree Jackson has more from Washington.
Hi, Evrod, Rhonda. The U.S. Defense Secretary is in Germany today, meeting with representatives from more than 20 nations. Among other things, they're discussing ways to provide Ukraine with the weapons it needs to defend itself. From apartment buildings in Kharkiv to striking multiple railway stations across the country, Russia is spreading out its deadly assault on Ukraine. The attacks follow a weekend meeting between President Zelensky and the two highest-ranking U.S. officials to visit the country since the war started.
That visit only underscored my sense of urgency.
The Biden administration is sending additional military aid to Ukraine, bringing the total to $3.7 billion since Russia invaded. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in Germany today, meeting with leaders on Ukrainian security.
You should know that all of us have your back. And that's why we're here today, to strengthen the arsenal of Ukrainian democracy.
The U.S. promising to meet Ukraine's immediate and long-term military needs, while Russian officials warn Western countries are pouring oil on the fire and say weapons supplied to Ukraine will be targets.
We need to do more to stop financing Putin's killing machine in Ukraine.
President Biden is also nominating Bridget Brink to serve as ambassador to Ukraine. If confirmed, she'll work to strengthen relations with the Ukrainian government. Today, Secretary of State Blinken testifies on Capitol Hill. The administration is urging Congress to approve more aid for Ukraine. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson for NBC News.
All right, Bree, thank you. We do want to turn our attention to the weather because it is really chilly out. 40 downtown, but in the 30s elsewhere, Brandon.
Yeah, we do have that going on. 35 Ann Arbor, 37 Port Huron, low 40s Adrian and at Metro, but you factor in the breeze and it's middle 30s for most. We should go through the lunch hour, 1, 2 o'clock on the dry side, but we'll be tracking some showers, especially after 1 or 2 o'clock. So rain at 1 nearby, near 50 degrees, and then scattered rain, especially in our north zone through the afternoon. Could even be some wintry mix north. We'll take a closer look at that coming up, guys.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. New changes are now in effect with Canada's COVID-19 travel policy.
Yeah, fully vaccinated travelers no longer required to make a quarantine plan if they test positive while in Canada. Also, children under the age of 11 can skip the pre-arrival COVID test as long as they're accompanied by fully vaccinated adults. But a reminder for you, if you are entering Canada, you still have to download the Arrive Can app and complete the questionnaire within 72 hours of arrival.
And the White House wants Americans to know that Pfizer's antiviral COVID-19 pill is available and may soon be easier to get. The U.S. has ordered enough supply for 20 million Americans with COVID. Government officials will be stepping up outreach to patients and providers. The plan is to provide direct-to-pharmacy ordering rather than relying on states to decide where the pills will go. Studies have shown that Paxlovid, taken within 5 days of first symptoms, is 90% effective in preventing hospitalization and death in most at-risk patients.
Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan's day in Washington included having lunch at the White House with President Joe Biden. After the meeting, the city released a statement saying that the mayor talked with the president about how the city is using $100 million from the American Rescue Plan to address jobs, housing, and crime. Mayor Duggan even invited President Biden to visit Detroit in the near future. We'll keep you posted on that. So one of Detroit's largest employers is now offering buyouts.
Yeah, some severance packages. Rocket Mortgage and Amrock, two businesses within Dan Gilbert's Rocket companies, are offering the buyouts to 8% of its workforce to try to reduce the number of people that work there. Anyone who accepts the offer will be given several months' salary as well as medical, dental, and vision care benefits for 6 months. The buyouts come amid steep declines to both mortgage applications and applications to refinance home loans across the country, as well as rising interest rates. Still to come, going electric.
Yeah, the highly anticipated Ford F-150 Lightning is going on the assembly line today, so we're going to have details just ahead.
But first, it's time to roll up your sleeve. The American Red Cross holding a very important blood drive today and tomorrow. We'll have some common questions that you may have about donating blood coming up next.